We are one lap away from the restart. Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards continue to lead here, working the 9th caution of the day for Dale Jarrett's crash. Casey Mears gets the free pass. If you've got a NASCAR question, anytime, anything you want to know, go to the coolest NASCAR website ever at foxsports.com called Ask the Pros, built by the Home Depot. Just type in your question and Daryl, Larry, or Jeff are there 24/7 to answer it for you. Let's have a listen to Matt Kenseth under caution here.
We stay out. I can run about 4th probably. Maybe 2nd, but probably about 4th. It's pretty tight.
Sound like to me Matt Kenseth was trying to be a salesman there to Chip Bolin, that I'd like to come get 4 tires, but I think Chip Bolin is looking at the fact we've got 22 cars on the lead lap, 32 laps to go. You're not going to get back there. You pit now and all those guys stay out.
Yeah, I think that's where, though, if I was Chip Bolin, I'd come back to him and say, Matt, listen, you got the best car and you're the best driver. Now get up on the wheel and let's win this thing.
If I was Chip Bolin, Matt's been telling me you make the decisions, I'd say, Matt, just made it.
Just
stay
made
out.
one. That's right.
And what will help him is that the 16 cars behind him stayed out.
Yes.
Yeah, he's in good shape.
So,
I think Matt sometimes goes worst case scenario.
And if he's tight, the best place he can be is out there in that clean air.
Just get another one of those good restarts and drive away.
Green flag with 31 laps to go.
And he does. He just shoots out there every time. Of course, he's got the advantage of being the first cat to go, but he does do that.
He and Edwards get away from the traffic.
There's several lap cars between Carl Edwards and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 88. You can see him right there sandwiched behind them.
I think the reason it's probably tightening up, the track is tightening up. The shade's gotten more and more in turns 1 and 2, and the track's cooled down quite a bit from what we had at the start of the race.
Cooled down about 12, 15 degrees.
In the last 5 races here, Matt Kenseth has finished no worse than 8th. He has 2 wins here.
Yeah, I agree totally with Chip Bolin. We got to put car up against the wall over there coming off turn 2.
Whoops. It was Frank Keedy. He keeps going.
Got a lead change here. The 99. I mean, 17 went in the corner a little hard, shoved up the hill, and man, Carl went flying by.
Carl Edwards led 64 laps at California. Ended up in victory lane. He just led his 57th lap of today.
That car just turns so good. But I think Chip Bolin's thinking is, if we come to pit road, Matt Kenseth's crew chief, I don't even think we can get back to 2nd.
No. That's all. You're at the front like that, you're locked. You can't do anything.
Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is less than 1 second from the leaders, Matt. Does he have anything for those 2 Fords?
Trying to regroup and gain back some of that lost real estate, Mike. He said he spun the tires big time on the restart, but he says his car is just so free, it's like his tires are cement blocks. No grip whatsoever, Krista.
Well, Matt, back to the other Matt Kenseth. He had said that basically he was a sitting duck with that 99. In fact, the word he used was toast. He said he's going to beat us unless something breaks. Matt actually was laughing as Carl passed him on the racetrack. Dick?
As a race nears its end, the leader invariably starts worrying about things, and Carl Edwards has just keyed his radio and told the crew, I don't want to run out of fuel. Bob Osborne, the crew chief, told him that wasn't going to happen.
I got to tell you something. Bob Osborne, you know, I kid him all the time about being like a dial tone. He's just flat all the time. Yep. And I'm just playing with him, you know. But I heard him last week. I never heard him cheering so much and screaming on the radio. Totally out of character.
All the way to victory lane.
Yes, he was.
Carl Edwards 19th in the Daytona 500. The win at California last week. Finished 9th in the chase for what was the Nextel Cup last year. But he had 6 top 5s in the last 13 races, including 2 wins and 2 runner-up finishes.
There's no question he and Matt Kenseth, I mean, they were just class. They were really good at the end of last year. And I said earlier, I don't know what they did to Jack Roush, but somebody got him.
Save your stuff. Be good here. 64 to 83.
Now, what Bob Osborne is telling him, not to save fuel, that's not an issue. Just save the tires, save the car in case we get another caution, because now we're committed. We're staying out to the end of this thing. Let's have a little bit left.
and his 64, that's 30.64 seconds. What Osborne is telling him is he's a quarter a second a lap faster than Matt Kenseth, so no need to run too hard.
Right now, Matt Kenseth is not.
Stuff, bud. Let's save it for a little bit here.
Matt Kenseth is not worried about Carl Edwards anymore. He's worried about that 88 car right there that's pulling up to his rear bumper, because right now, Dale Earnhardt Jr., the last few laps have been just a little faster than Kenseth.
I totally agree with what Bob's telling you, Carl. I understand, but don't get out of your rhythm. I mean, you got a good thing going. Don't get out of your rhythm.
And sometimes, Darrell, when you try to slow the car down and ease it through the corners, you end up going faster.
Well, it's like preventive defense, you know, when you got the big lead and you set on the ball and all of a sudden the other team catches you and you say, whoa, I wasn't ready for that. Just keep doing what you're doing, dude.
Fourth is Jeff Gordon. He's 3 seconds back. So is Kevin Harvick. Greg Biffle is 4 seconds off the lead. And Jeff Burton 5. You see the interval come across at the top of your screen. That is the number of seconds each of those cars is behind the race leader.
I know who I want to give the Attaboy Award for the weekend. We're riding here right now. Casey Kane in the 9. Had a terrible race car on Friday. He qualified back in 37th position. He spent more time in the infield care center, but fighting flu. He gave up his ride yesterday. He got a lap down. He got back on the lead lap, and here he is up in the 8th position. Great job by Casey and that entire Gillette-Evernham group.
And he is charging, too. I mean, he's not holding anything back. Of course, it's the end of the day. You're not going to. But watch this. Squeezes himself right up behind the 15. And
Paul Menard couldn't get out of the way quick enough.
Yeah. That was Paul Menard is a lap down. And Casey wanted to get up there and race Jeff Burton for 8th place. Will it be another backflip day in Las Vegas? We'll see. Carl Edwards is our leader with 21 laps to go.